up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to wash the car and then I'm going to be doing a maintenance on the coating. It has been around 10 months or so since I did the coating on the car, so I noticed there's some contamination on the paint. So I'm going to wash the car and then I'm going to take all the contamination off the paint by using a clay bar. It is totally safe on the ceramic coating if you use a fine clay bar. So I'm going to be doing that. Most of the contamination is actually at the back. As you can see, the car is quite filthy at the back. It happens with a Gyeon TDI, so all the soot coming out the exhaust actually goes onto the back. So the back is most definitely the worst part of it all, but I have seen some contamination on other areas of the car as well. So I'm going to be cleaning the car, then taking the contamination off, and then after that I'm going to put a Gyeon Kia on again, just to make sure that it's protected and it beats the water and everything like it's supposed to. And then after that I'm going to show you guys how to do your own wiper delete, rear window wiper delete. I have been against it taking mine off, but it's actually time for me now to take it off, so I'm going to be taking that off and filling it with a plug. You guys don't have to buy anything expensive. I'll show you in today's video. I'll show you guys how to make your own plug that fits in there. So let's get it started. For those of you who aren't interested in the maintenance of the coating, I'll put a time up on the screen somewhere at the bottom, and then you guys can go ahead and skip straight to that if you want to see the rear wiper delete being done. I just finished washing the car now. I didn't show you guys that as I figured this is going to be a long video as is. So I'm going to start with the decontamination now. First up, I'm going to put some iron out on the paint. This is where the bleeding comes from, as they call it. So I'm quickly going to run around the vehicle, spraying all the painted areas and the windows with the iron out, and then I'll take you guys with me to see how much bleeding there is. As you can see, I nearly used an entire half liter to cover the vehicle. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple of minutes, then I'll show you guys. But I don't think the car is going to be bad. I suspect the back end is going to be bad. Like I say, tuned diesels is always a nightmare, so I suspect there'll be a lot of bleeding in the back. Other than that, I think it should be good. The car lives quite a good life actually. As you can see there, it's starting to bleed. But as I was saying, the car lives a good life. It's always garaged. I don't do a lot of mileage. It's always under a carport, either here under mine or there by the neighbors, unless it's, or if it's not in the garage, it's under a carport. So let's give it a couple of minutes and then I'll pick the camera back up and take you guys around it.
A few moments later.
I just want to show you guys the bleeding before I start taking it off. As you can see, there is a slight bit of bleeding, nothing too much. I showed you guys this earlier. And then the upper sections, I saw some bleeding on the passenger side, but as you can see, as we move to the back, it's getting worse. You can see what the boot lid looks like. Now it will be bleeding a bit more, but I need to start taking it off soon, so I can't show you guys up until the very last minute. You need to remember to rinse this off very well, otherwise it will damage your paint. I would actually not advise that you guys at home try using this stuff if you're not too knowledgeable. Once again, as you can see, the upper sections showing signs of bleeding, which means that the paint is dirty and it is busy cleaning up the paint. Couple sections on the front door, showing signs of bleeding as well. Got a few spots here on the bonnet, showing a bit of bleeding, but like I told you guys, it shouldn't be too bad. The car lives quite a good life. So I'm gonna rinse this off now, and then I'll pick up the camera once I'm done with that. Next up, I'm going to clay the vehicle. Normally we would use a clay loop to make sure that the clay glides over the surface and it doesn't grab the surface and ultimately scratch it. But what I'm going to do now, since the car is wet, I'm going to foam the vehicle, and then I'm actually going to use the soap from the foam to make sure that the clay glides over the surface. So I'm going to foam up the entire vehicle, and then I'll quickly, as you can see here, this is why you need to be careful of this stuff and rinse it properly. It will get trapped in the cracks and crevices, and if you miss this, I can guarantee you it is going to stain your paint. So you guys need to be extremely careful if you want to use it. Like I said, I wouldn't advise it. So I'm quickly going to rinse it again, then I'm going to foam it up and clay the vehicle.
A few more.
The car is all dried up, and as you can see, the paint still looks good after the clay. Next up, I'm going to put Gyeon Syncro. This is basically just a maintenance product for the coating, same as the Gyeon wet coat that I did earlier. I'll have the video linked up in the corner here if you guys want to check it out. I'm not sure which corner, but I'll have it up in the corner if you guys want to check that out. So I'm going to put the Gyeon Syncro now over the surface. I'm going to do one coat now, and then I'll do another coat tomorrow morning when I wake up before I take the car out. So then it will have two coats of Gyeon Syncro on top of the paint. And then once that is done, I'm going to start with the wiper delete. So with this wiper delete, we're going to use Perspex, or me, I'm going to use Perspex. As you can see, we have done a few. One of my friends did them, so he gave me this piece. It's a nice thick piece of Perspex. I'm going to take the wiper off, then I'm going to cut the hole, which is essentially a plug. Then I'm going to tape it off flush to the window, put it in, and then silicone it in from the inside so that it sits flush with the window. You actually won't be able to notice it unless you get really up close. I'll be using black Sikaflex from the inside to keep it in. First up, I'm going to start by taking these panels off. I actually have no idea how I'm going to go about it. So I'm basically just I'm gonna start stripping up here and then take it as it goes. Like I said, I've got no idea how it works on this car. From a quick YouTube video, I saw that I actually need to start here, then remove these two panels, and then I can start working up here. So let's get started. Actually first going to start off by taking this nut off to get the arm off before I start loosening on the inside. So I finally got everything off now. As you can see, nice big hole leading into the car. I'm quickly gonna clean this up and then I'll measure the size that it needs to be. After cleaning it, there's still a line going around, so I'm going to take the polisher and polish it so you can't see that line, since the plug is going to make it look flush. So that line is actually just going to be a nuisance if I leave it there. That didn't go as planned. Let's try again. Pretty sure the size is extremely wrong. Let's see now. I think I made a mess with it. Actually not. Let me just adjust this so you guys can check. But yeah, the size actually seems to be correct. I don't think I have to. You know what I just realized? I made a hole in the middle. I made a hole in the middle with a hole saw to drill through it. So that means it's going to be a fail. Oh shit, I feel like an idiot. After a lot of struggle, we finally got the plug in. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna tape it off and then I'm gonna silicone it from the inside. I'm just gonna use the tape so that it sits flush. Then I'm gonna silicone it from here. Then the ring that you see there will be gone as well. Welcome back to day 2 of the Wiper Elite, guys. As you can see, I got it in last night. It took me quite a while. I got so stuck into it that by the time I wanted to change the camera position, I realized that the one battery was flat and the other camera had a full memory card. So I just finished it up. I put it in and then I siliconed it on the inside using Sikaflex. It's still a bit wet this morning, but it will definitely dry. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put all the covers back onto the car, and then after that I'm gonna do one more coat of Gyeon Syncro, and then the car's ready. I'll show you guys what it looks like once I take it out the garage, but I'm absolutely loving this clean look. It looks so much better than having the big wiper on the back there. I cut this slightly bigger than the hole where it needed to fit. That way I could ensure that it would be a perfect fit by filing it down little by little by little, because the hole saw is quite rough as well. The finish on the hole saw is not smooth, so that's why I knew I had to file it down a bit. So I cut it bigger and then I filed it down to the correct size, and then I finally got it in there. Once it was in, I used the silicone from the inside to ensure that it's gonna stay there. But like I say, the silicone is still dry at the moment, so that'll dry out once the car stands in the sun or whatever. So I'm quickly going to do another coat of Gyeon Syncro, and then I'll take the car out to show you guys better what it looks like. So that's the wiper delete done, rear wiper delete done, as well as the maintenance for the ceramic coating. I'm very happy with how the car looks. In terms of the coating, like I said, it's been about 10 months since I coated the car and it looks absolutely perfect. I also got word last week that my turbo is done. I haven't went to fetch it yet. As you guys would have seen, I'm still extremely busy. I was actually working yesterday, was Sunday. I was working until about 12 o'clock. So it's extremely busy here, but I will go and fetch the turbo and put it back. And then I also found someone who can help me with the injectors. So that will get done in the near future as well, and the car will be ready. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Peace out and reflect your passion.